5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Quiet and cloudy as we go on the air at 4, but we are in storm alert ahead of some heavy rain and high wind headed for the bi-state. Arrival time about 12 hours. Take a look at this. The radar quiet right now. Call it the calm before the chance of storms once again. But we're keeping a close eye on the radar as those storms get closer. Thanks for being here. I'm Kay Quinn. We're looking ahead and bringing you the latest from the Weather Center as a busy week unfolds. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell here now with the timeline. Scott?
You know, we do have a lot going on this week weather-wise. Our first threat, severe weather-wise, is going to happen in the wee hours tonight, really early tomorrow morning through about the rush hour, and then things will settle down after that. And it's all from the system that's located well to our west, spinning up thunderstorms right now across parts of Nebraska into Kansas, into Oklahoma. That activity will be continuing to develop south into Texas, and eventually this is going to evolve into quite a line of storms, and as it does so, it's going to move towards us. So as we look at what we're anticipating, that line by about 8 o'clock tonight will be making its way across Kansas. There may be a few renegade showers out ahead of that, but it's the main line we're concerned about. At midnight, it's forecast to be between Columbia and Kansas City. As we head towards 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's getting closer to entering the 5 on your side area. And then from 4 o'clock through 6 o'clock into 7 o'clock, we will track thunderstorms across the area. They should be weakening as they approach St. Louis, but nonetheless, there still may be enough instability to create a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust or maybe even a brief spin-up tornado. So what we're looking at, a line of storms. The timing on that, 2 a.m. until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and the threats, a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, perhaps in a few of those storms, and perhaps 1 or 2 of them spins a weak tornado up. We'll continue to track the scenario and another threat for Wednesday in just a few minutes, Kay.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Scott. You can get the latest Weather First forecast 24/7 on the 5 on your side app, ksdk.com, and streaming on 5+. You can also text the word weather to 314-425-5355. We'll send it straight to your phone. Just a few hours ago, 5 on your side learned Hamas has accepted a ceasefire proposal. Drafted by Egypt and Qatar, the deal could signal a halt to the war that's been going on for more than half a year. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from the Middle East.
A whiplash of hope and fear in Gaza today after the political wing of Hamas said it had tentatively accepted a ceasefire deal brokered by Egypt and Qatar. An Israeli official tells NBC News that proposal is not the framework that was agreed upon with mediators, and that Israel is now examining the proposal Hamas agreed to and will respond. The White House also reviewing the proposal.
And we're discussing it with our partners in the region. Director Burns, as you know, is there, and he's working this in real time on the ground.
The Biden administration has been pressing for a ceasefire deal that would free Hamas-held hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners and get more aid into Gaza.
There has been a significant offer on the table. The ball has been in Hamas's court. We have made clear that they should accept that offer.
President Biden spoke today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The president reiterated U.S. opposition to an Israeli ground assault on Gaza's southernmost city of Rafah, where more than 1 million civilians are sheltering. Palestinians in eastern Rafah packing up once again after leaflets and text messages from the Israeli military told some 100,000 people to move to a not quite safe but safer humanitarian zone to clear the way for significant force against terrorists. Israel says Rafah is the last Hamas stronghold and its militants must be rooted out. Here at home, simmering tensions on college campuses. Pro-Palestinian protesters clashed with police at the University of Virginia over the weekend, and today Columbia University in New York announced its main commencement ceremony is canceled. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
On this Holocaust Remembrance Day, President Biden and Prime Minister Netanyahu also discussed a shared commitment to honor the 6 million Jews who were systematically murdered. President Biden is set to give a speech tomorrow on combating anti-Semitism. We will keep you updated with the very latest information on the war and those impacted when you text the word Israel to 314-425-5355. Just a few hours ago, we learned a body was found floating in the Mississippi River just outside St. Genevieve. Workers at Tower Rockstone made the discovery. Now police are asking for help identifying the person they say is a black male between 20 and 40 years old. Police say they have several tattoos, including a heart-shaped one hidden under a silver ring, a line of stars with the name Cece on the left hand and Love Melinda on the right wrist. Investigators say the body had been in the water for 1 to 2 weeks. Anyone with information is asked to call the St. Genevieve County Sheriff's Detective Bureau. That number 573-883-5820. There's a call for change at a Kirkwood intersection after a deadly crash this weekend. A woman was killed Saturday night on Big Bend at Geyer, right next to the St. Louis Community College Merrimack campus. Our Justina Coronel joins us live now from the intersection with more details on just what happened. Justina?
Okay, I spoke to some neighbors nearby earlier today, and they said they heard a loud boom Saturday night. One neighbor even described it sounding like an explosion. Now, Kirkwood police say that their investigation reveals a car was headed westbound on Big Bend just before 9 Saturday night. Now, that driver slammed into a 45-year-old woman's car that was headed southbound on Geyer through the intersection. That woman was killed, and the people in the other car were not hurt. Now, advocates with the grassroots group Safer Streets for Kirkwood called the scene horrific. Michael Carmody wants better sidewalks, crosswalks, and intersections, and he references a Johns Hopkins study which says narrower traffic lanes could help lower risk of traffic-related collisions. He believes that could happen here.
We know for a fact that these lanes are too wide. Wide lanes makes the driver feel comfortable, and they'll exceed the speed limit. It's just enough of this. We've got solutions.
Once this investigation is done, that information will be given to the St. Louis County prosecutor for a review of possible charges. Reporting in Kirkwood, Justina Coronel, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Justina. 2 other crashes happened today, just hours apart in our area. The first early this morning in East St. Louis at the intersection of 22nd and State Street. A black sedan was badly damaged, and the corner of a building there took a serious blow. We don't know if anyone was hurt. The East St. Louis Police Department is handling that investigation. The other crash happened around 7 this morning on Camp Jackson and Falling Springs roads. That's in Cahokia Heights, not far from the downtown airport. Illinois State Police say a driver ran a red light at the intersection and slammed into another vehicle, hitting a traffic signal in the process. Both drivers were taken to the hospital after the crash. Police are investigating. We will update you on both of these crashes as we learn more. A little before 2 this afternoon, another crash, this time into a house in South City. Here's a look at the scene just hours ago on Bates. Police said they received calls reporting the crash into this condemned house. No one was hurt. Medical services were refused. Right now, police are looking into the cause there. The Missouri Auditor's Office says it's trying to find former St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner. Gardner resigned May 16th of 2023. That was the day the Missouri State Auditor was about to go to court to force her to comply with his subpoena. He requested multiple documents related to the inner workings of her office, including how she was spending money and whether policies were being followed. Today, the auditor announced Gardner's only partially complied with that subpoena.
Not only has she made no effort to respond to our requests, it appears she has willfully evaded our many efforts to obtain information that only she can provide. While she may have hoped her resignation would bring an end to her involvement in the audit, I said it then and I'll say it again today. Her resignation did not negate the duty we have to thoroughly assess the performance of the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office under Kim Gardner's leadership.
Again, Auditor Fitzpatrick's office says it's been trying to reach her without success. Anyone with information about her whereabouts is asked to call the auditor's office. An argument at a gas station gets nasty. It ended with a woman pinned between a car and a gas pump. Tennis, anyone? The area 4th graders who learned all about the sport and got some special gifts at the same time.